Welcome, Ashley. Everything was great, chill. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Have you celebrated? Is trying to apologize. Please just cut it out. Welcome, Amber. Hope the energy's been grounded wherever we're at. Welcome, Brother Karuna. You got Joshua. Welcoming Adam Yurfezi. Did you have fun on your Mother's Day? I mean, our family time is just more about it's just good to be with each other, you know. We don't really like have fun like that. It is more about it's more about time together. Because we see each other and food together, right? So would I say, was it fun? No, it was just more about, I think what makes my family work is that everybody is happy where they're at. That's what matters. Yeah. I mean, that's the real blessing, is just coming to America and surviving. I think that's kind of, but of course my focus with the family is the spiritual part. Everybody kind of has a role in the, not everybody in a family is going to be more committed to balance and joy. And I'm more committed to making sure everyone's just peaceful and calm everywhere, really. Starting with myself. And, just observing how the worlds unfold. Do you think your parents has always been grateful? Yeah, I mean, my whole family's very strong personalities. Everybody, even Grace, my wife. Everybody's got a bold personality, but we know when to be bold and when to chill out, right? We have our responsibility where we're given. But the one thing we always do is help people. But the issue is sometimes we forget to be happy with who we are, which kind of is a huge issue. When you're not happy with who you are, kind of sucks, actually. No matter how many people you help, something's always missing, and and it keeps you single also. Because when your energy not good, ain't nobody trying to holla, and you have a harder time with everything else. When your energy's not good, the baby don't want to come, the money don't want to come, the happiness don't want to come, if that's what you want. It's everything. It's about energy. But when you try to shortcut, which means, right? When you try to shortcut, which means you don't want to follow your heart. You want to brute force your way, forcing things. I see trouble coming when you try to force things. When you try your best, it's enough. Welcome, Branda. Is there any merit to seeking out past lives? I mean, it's more of a hunch. When you pay attention to enough about things in this lifetime, you get to see your past life for yourself rather than need somebody to give you a past life reading for $33.33. You get to see it for yourself. Like, why am I, like, in this lifetime, why do I know a ton of Spanish people? Why have I dated Spanish, women? Why do I speak a lot of the language? Is it just by accident that my parents happened to move to America? They could have moved to Australia. You know what I mean? They could have moved anywhere. Right. Why do I know what bachata is? Right. Why am I more like Tejano? When I moved to America, how come like the children I played with were mainly Latinos who came to the laundromat and I just played soccer? Like, that's my beginnings in America, right? And why am I more drawn to, why can't I leave Buddhism? Even though I may move away from Theravada Buddhism, even though I'm spiritual, right, I'm still in the realm of Mahayana, Vajrayana, right? Why do I have a respect for all people? So you start to see your past life by the way you live this life, but it's hard to see past life when you can't even pay attention to what's going on in this lifetime. You know what I mean? Like, why am I on a spiritual path? Why am I not just a nurse, doctor, lawyer, engineer, or just something else? Why did my merit lead me to this path? And so when you do your own work, you get to see with your own eyes. why things are the way they are. I think a lot, whenever I hear about past life regression, I just hear a money-making scheme. Let me just be completely honest with you. It's good money. Like somebody's making a ton of money from doing that because it's like a fortune reading, but for your past. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of money involved, but not a lot of result in happiness. You're like, oh, word. Right? It has to be something like that's like theatrical. More like, it's like when they tell you it's more theater. You're never just some peasant. Oh, you're a peasant. Like, you don't really hear people's past life because that's not what people want to hear. You know what I mean? Oh, you're a peasant. Then you got killed in a dungeon. Like, it's usually something. What about it's all the same? Akashic records, past life, all these things. This is why the New Age movement is oftentimes it loses a lot of connection because it's about oftentimes cha-ching, no result. Same thing with tarot cards, no results. Tell people what they want to hear, or tell them the style they want to hear. Some people just like to get an energetic whipping, right? By telling them, dang, he's giving the real reading. Dang, he's so real. And so they come because they like to get the energetic beating, and then they end up still doing nothing. The same thing happens with past life regression, Akashic reading, and all these things. Now, it makes people feel supported for sure. Exercise is better. Going out, exercise, Mother Nature. But of course, having somebody to mentor you in some sort of thing makes you feel connected. And that's why you make a lot of money from consultation, right? When you hear about people, consultation, cha-ching, which is fine. That's just how it works around the Western world. And also in the Eastern world is similar. It's very similar because it's, again, a lot of it's more about life. It's wrong livelihood. Yeah. It is doing the wrong thing, expecting right result. There's nothing wrong with, helping people. The issue, it's more about the purity, the way we help people, the purity behind helping each other. The Mystic Village has been interesting, yeah. Even my master uses the cards, but when people ask how much, he says, give from your heart. It's not about the money, it's about the heart. It's about love. It's rare, right? It's very difficult too, but the mountain that you climb when you stay true to the heart is priceless. It's just a rare phenomenon, people following their heart. People say they follow their heart, but they don't do it. And it's more about action based. You can say it, but don't do it. And that is just the nature of human beings. That's why when you don't get what the Buddha says, you just record what he says and become a follower by just collecting data. They call that a researcher. Right? The master calls that a follower, not a student. We have a lot of followers of Christ, followers of Buddha, but not practitioners of Buddha, practitioners of Christ. This is the same issue ever since all the mystics teaching this is the same issue. Lots of followers, not a lot of practitioners. And when we practice, oftentimes there's no results. But sometimes when we don't get result, you try to make something seem like there's results, which is sell dopamine. What does it mean to sell dopamine? You can get high off a singing bowl. But not grounded, right? You can get high off card reading, past life regression. Like, wow, it's so interesting. But what's not interesting? Why don't you heal your disconnection with your mother? Why don't you learn to forgive your father? Ew, I don't want that. I want to hear more. Tell me more about how in my past life I was a sword maker. You know? Or I was a samurai in my past life. That's more interesting. Right? Or I was a prince in a kingdom in Northern Ireland. That's more interesting. Because that's why it's called marketing. When you market, you show people what they want to see, to get their toe in the door, to make the profit, right? But the real profit is already within you. Most people think great God will come from the sky, take away every pain and make everybody feel high. If you know what life is worth, you would look for yours on earth. But now we see the light. Can a practitioner that isn't grounded pass bad energy to you? If you pick up the bad energy, you're just creating it here. The bad and good come from your here. All phenomenons root from here. When you see bad, you can change it to good. When you see good, you can also change it to bad. What's good and what's bad, you have to have discernment, wisdom, understanding the human experience, the spiritual experience is one. So that's why you need discernment. And you can easily misdiscern things. Like you think you understand it, but you're observing from disharmony. And the only way to really learn discernment is to fail doing it, which means you do what you think is right. You plant mango, but you get orange. You didn't want orange, but why did you get orange? Then you study why you got orange. You planted mango, but you got orange. Why? You thought you used your common sense that you plant mango, but what came out is a different thing. So you have to go and see your process, which is why you have discipline. Why is my life not working out? Or, oh, my life is working out. Why is it working out? People are healing from cancer. Why did that? The master assists in healing people's leukemia. Why, how, what happened? Which takes time to figure out. The real master is God, is love. But you can be a good bridge for the love. To be more clear, you know. Welcome, Erica. Ethos here. But is it easy? Hell no. Everybody's doing the best they can. But whenever something's disharmonious, I always ask, why is it disharmonious? So whenever you find light workers, you want to hang around them and study them until you learn what they're doing. And as you study light workers, the universe will lead you to better ones naturally. 100%. You naturally found your way here. When you mature, maybe we won't see each other a while. Right, when I was ready, I met my master, my teacher. I spent around 6 years with him, but 4 years with full devotion. And then I graduate. But the graduation, you don't get diploma. It's results and gifts that no one see and you can't show anybody anyways. Welcome, Rio. Stay grounded too. I heard someone healed their cancer through this type of healing in another group I stumbled in last week. I won't lie and say I'm doing perfectly, but I'm trying my best too. People are too scared to ask how to heal because they don't believe it. It's hard to heal when you don't have faith. And sadly, a lot of times we're skeptical because there's a lot of people out here. I mean, it's hard to guarantee that. It's hard to guarantee that you're going to heal somebody's cancer or deep illness. And the only way to guarantee it is to not charge them money. There's no strings attached. Do you see how it's beautiful? When you say, hey, look, if you pay me, I can assist in healing your cancer. Doesn't work out very well, because what if you don't? You get their money back? And it's icky because that becomes business. But when you just say, hey, look, if you just hang around here, people have been healing from cancer, leukemia, tumors. But they show up here every day. And just feel the energy from the community. Free. They got nothing to lose. All they have to do is show up for absolutely free. You don't have to change your religion. Just have to open your damn mind, because if you knew how to heal yourself, you wouldn't be here right now. If you knew how to figure your life out, like if I knew how to find my way, it wouldn't lead me to being a teacher. Welcome, Drew. what a normal day during your years of devotion was like. I mean, I went to the temple 5 a.m. to every day. Eventually, I got the keys to the gate to the front temple. So I drove from my house to unlock the front door. And then I helped prepare the morning breakfast, which is just the master eats, right? The office is here where he consults 50 to 70 people a day, sometimes less. And then I just make sure the detail is what matters. The water better be perfect temperature when the master drinks it, because he knows it's mindfulness. One day my friend lacked mindfulness, poured boiling hot water into his green tea. He sipped it, put it down, didn't even drink it. Because some student is more of a follower than a student. They don't pay attention. They burn the rice. They don't wash dishes. Right? When you don't do the work, the master always see, even if he's not there, because your energy, your aura. And then we go into chanting. After chanting, right, sometimes you come back to eat a little bit more, or people are still in there. Then I wash dishes for around 2 hours to 3 hours in the beginning. But as I got more help, because a lot of people just eat and don't wash dishes because they're ungrateful. And the only reason they're ungrateful is because they're so used to coming to the temple. Some people think they're too good for washing dishes. They're too good to clean. Right? Because you're there to be trained. Right? And then after that, I go and do another chanting for around an hour. After chanting, I may go and do 30 minutes of meditation, and then I take a nap 30 minutes. So everything was super tight in discipline because I give my life to learning with the master. And then to maintain those habits are also very difficult. Right? Because sometimes we think doing all these spiritual disciplines, we're doing it because we want to achieve some supernatural power. The expectation limits your growth, but the sincerity of your devotion with no expectation helps you to blossom organically. After that, I just basically, sometimes fruits come into the temple. I start chopping fruits. I start organizing food. Right? And so it's just more about staying busy and mindfulness. Eventually, like, it's not rigid, right? It's not like I had nothing to do. I was doing something all day, and if there was nothing to do, you better find something to do. Because if you don't, then if you told the master, I've done everything, he's gonna open a closet and say, this looks like crap. Well, he wouldn't use that language. He'd say, see, this looked like a monkey was in here. Somebody had to organize it. Because are you here to just sit around and do nothing and act spiritual, or are you here to do the work? The dirty work nobody wants to do, organize the cabinet. How can you do advanced work if you can't even organize the refrigerator? You don't want to dust the ceiling. Because when you're willing to see the details of things, you get to see a lot deeper. But I didn't know that was going on, right? I started vacuuming the cabinets. Okay, I started dusting the vases at the very top. You gotta go get a ladder. Because when I'm there to see what is the whole point of mindfulness. Are we just sitting here all day so we learn to levitate? Are we just here to chant all day and act spiritual and wear robes and identify as I'm Buddha's student? That's all ego. But when we trust our teacher, it breaks. But nobody's that hardcore. They just want to do enough to look cute. Wear robes. Say I'm a master student. Cute. That, right? So cute. How was that? Welcome everybody. Thank you, Juliana, Percy, Seashell. Thank you. Thank you, Watkins. Welcome, Green Gears. I saw somebody had some questions. I recently got a bamboo transverse flute. Beautiful. What kind of flute? What kind of transverse flute did you get? I have some flutes here too. Are you saying you can do good or you can do bad? It's up to you. How about something Egyptian? Oh yeah, somebody was saying something about the heart chakra. I'm going green. Welcome, Sister Dory. We got Watkins, Wade. Oh, it's grateful. Welcome. I was like, such a calm energy. Wonder where that weird comment came from. Welcome. I've been making poor decisions and lost with my elder life. That's your dharma. You're right where you need to be, or else you would be somewhere else, right? Like, duh, but it's not duh. When you hear it, you're like, man, it sounds like we're just making a bunch of stuff up that makes sense. Or does it just make sense? You're right where you need to be, but sometimes that's not the answer you want. You want to be somewhere else. But that's not reality. That's called fantasy. Maybe what you have is a complete miracle, but you don't see it because you're just looking at all the things that you haven't accomplished. When you realize that waking up is an accomplishment, you get to celebrate it. You're alive. But most people wake up, they forget that it's a blessing. And that's okay. Sometimes we just are on a different path. Sometimes you gotta get your butt kicked more by life before you listen. Isn't the ego beautiful? Like, like, gets me all the time. At least you're aware of it. Most people just think life sucks. Why is this happening to me? They don't realize, look at your attitude. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Your energy attracts everything that you need. If your energy is bad and you don't like it, but you don't change it, then you keep getting more bad attitude, bad energy. The beating will continue until morale improves. Yeah. Thank you for 25,000 likes so far. Thank you so much. Happy Mother's Day for too many of mothers out there. Welcome, Chloe, Dory. My teenager son is... Most people have problem loving themselves because they don't really know how to do it. I overate I'm sure you're not alone. That's just we're so abundant. We can afford to overeat. You know what I mean? Like, congrats. You get to overeat today. You know what I mean? Good or not, but I don't know. I just know you're abundant. What's the meaning of true peace? As for Greasy, you know, in the human experience, we learned what we have experienced. When we have experienced chaos, the opposite of chaos, right, is true peace. And it's different for everybody. For some people, true peace is driving in their, Honda Civic with a fart can, cruising on a Sunday night. Some people, it's walking their dog. Everybody's true peace is different, but what's the same? What's similar? You feel calm. You breathe deep. You have no worry on your mind. You're not worried about the future or the past. You're just content gently with the moment. But you don't seek that kind of peace until you went through some hell in life, unfortunately. And that's why many people who have gone through some hell will realize true peace. Right? It's hard to know what's true peace when you never experience the opposite. And if you want to experience the opposite, just go looking around. There's a lot of suffering, and just put yourself in the shoes of people who live on the street, die in war, live in the orphanages. And you're like, damn, I am so blessed. Right? Some people, they don't have father or mothers. Damn, do they deserve peace? Absolutely. Is it possible? Absolutely. They do have a father or mother. Love. Light. Many people in the military come here too. They have PTSD, and then they just come here, and the singing bowls just dissolve it all. Is true peace this simple? You can make it as difficult as you want. I didn't believe it at first, that happiness and peace was that simple. Because you've been hurt, I've been hurt in the past. But I kept asking, can it just be this moment? And breathing. Can I let this moment be rich, be fulfilled and abundant? You still need a job and get money and stuff for sure. But on the way to more success, can you enjoy the journey? Can you have peace? $100.
How are we feeling? That was the crown chakra vibe. Focus more on healing recently. Bringing back more Zen mode vibes. Because a lot of people big mess right now. That's all. Welcome, Joy. Nice to see you. Take your time to breathe. Got nowhere to go. Sometimes we're not breathing deeply enough throughout our day. So our nervous system's really on fire because we just need more oxygen. Sometimes when we stare at the screen for a long time at work, we don't know that we're not breathing because we're so focused we are holding our breath. We can be so focused that we're holding our breath. Did you know that? And whenever you don't breathe often, it makes your body temperature. You become more, right? Because you're doing shallow breathing, your body's not getting that much oxygen because you're not even breathing that deeply. So imagine how many people go through their day and they're not breathing that much deeply. Because who thinks about it? Most people don't have, you don't think about breathing deeply more often throughout the day, especially when you're in a high stress environment, like a server, right? Whether you're on the, in a front line, driving on the road. If we just breathe deeply more often, it brings more oxygen to our body. And then taking the time to exhale. It really calms you down a lot when you just take the time to enjoy your breathing. Even when you're typing on a computer, you're I'm never more aware of my bad breathing habits than when I'm trying to do cardio. That's why exercise is so good for you, because it helps you regulate because if you're running or exercising without rhythm, it's just chaotic. But when you start getting a good rhythm, you're literally meditating naturally, right? When you're biking, but if you don't do that, you don't meditate, no yoga, no nature, I recommend you get some nature. It's cheaper than getting singing bowl. Just go outside. Free. Fresh air at night too. Outside at night when it's cooler, you just go. Just make sure you're not around dog or people. They may crop dust on you. That's all. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You want to get fresh air. You have to watch your energy. Like if your energy is negative all day, you gotta turn it around. Like SpongeBob, bring it around town. And the way you have to see, do you like your life? Is the energy in your life peaceful or not? Sometimes our energy is not good and we don't want to fix it. That's your problem now. If you know the issue, you gotta fix it. When your body is relaxed, you get a lot less wrinkles, your hair turns gray a lot slower. Your eyes not crazy. Whenever people are like in their head all day, they got the crazy eye all day. Like chill out. Because when you breathe, your eyes relax too. Like, what the heck am I worried about? It's Sunday. I'm not even at work. Like if you're at work, sometimes you get the crazy eye because you're trying to focus and you just drank a triple shot with 6 pumps of vanilla or whatever you do. That's kind of understandable. But when you're at home, nothing going on, you're still lit. Like chill, you're home. You know what I mean? Relax. And even, welcome Darren. And so when you're at work and you can reduce the crazy eye, because sometimes you need to be more, there's leadership involved. And if your energy is not fire enough, people don't respect you because you're too soft at work. So when you learn to right, you know when to activate it. Que pasó, way, right? And then you know how to chill out. Because if you're always on, right, you become disharmonious. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shoot, I don't even want to talk to her. Like, I don't even want to ask him no question. Right? That's not good energy. Fear. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're a manager and people not doing their job, I get it. But when you got nothing going on, it's peaceful at work. Enjoy. Enjoy. See, just a little. And when you smile and you feel genuine joy, you feel something warm in here. It's called love. Enjoy. I ain't got time to worry today. I've heard of it. It sneaks up around sometimes. It's always here, but sometimes we don't see it. Just breathe, you can feel it. How can I become more mindful when doing tasks? I usually do things fast on autopilot. It depends on how bad you're reactive, how fast or how much reactive you are. Like if you're somebody who just right, before you do anything, you have to do it's called tight practice. You gotta be all in, because if you're so disciplined to be reactive, and so imagine how fast your mind really is if you're physically like, and your mind's doing. So you gotta discipline yourself to, before you do most things, you need to add more. It's like, the example, add a bigger cooling fan, because your processor is going to. And how do you cool down the processor? Right, upgrade the cooling, a larger fan, upgrade the system. So deep breathing throughout the day. So the moment you have an opportunity to be reactive, you don't. You're responsive. You respond instead of react, right? Why? Because you've been proactively, moment to moment, more present with your breathing and your posture. As I'm with you, I'm doing all this more soothing, relaxing, even the tone, right? Even the way I'm playing the bowl. At any point, somebody could come in and troll and be hateful or disrespectful. But whenever you're like dialed in, I don't react. I just go to my practice right away. And sometimes we judge ourselves for being in front of people and doing our practice. They don't know it. We're just breathing. Yeah, they know we're choosing to breathe, but that's a good thing. It's not like you're not sighing from stress. You're sighing from your discipline in joy. You know what I mean? You're not doing all that. And if you're doing that, that's the wrong damn thing. Okay. That's a good start. But when you are disciplined, you go, and the number one thing you'll feel is fire in your stomach, your chest or throat, because the reactiveness, it wants to like ego, like just yell at them, just curse at them, just get angry. That's not who I am anymore. And these people who trigger people, they're surprised that you don't. And then they don't know what to do because it's always worked. These people who go around trolling or hating, right? They're so used to people being reactive because that's a tool. But when you don't, they get super confused. Like, why are you not getting triggered and angry? Because I live a peaceful life. But I used to not. And in even your demeanor outside, you can feel fire, the anger that you may want to express. It runs through your chakras like this. But when you don't react, your semiconductor, the heat disperses, right? The energy runs through your chakras. But when you don't react, what happens? It dissolves. But if negative energy runs through your chakras and then you react, you radiate it. You understand? So when you feel the fire, do not take action. When you feel fire running through your energy, which is like negative energy, right? Because if you feel fire, anger, and negativity, it wants you to be reactive, and like in the beginning it's a big battle. But after you practice for a year, 6 months, or even a month, it can be, right, at the first month, you'll be less reactive and you'll catch yourself moving. And then you have to catch the microaggression that you want to do. You see that? It's the little things that people see that you can't control because you're not disciplined. After a year, you'll be more calm. You'll feel the fire running through you. And you just know instantly, that's not who I am. I am peace. And then you celebrate with peace. Someone had a question. Ashley, was it? That don't always work. I've seen people be ignored for a good while and they're still kept at it. That don't always work. I've seen people be ignored for a good while and still kept. Not sure what you're referring to. Welcome, Goldie. When relaxing with the lower chakras, can it cause lower back pain? It depends on the different scenario. That area is there's a lot that could be going on with your root chakra or this area. It's more about the way you live your life. And a lot of times you have a lot of lower back pain from the lack of discipline, brothers, sisters. This is one thing I notice about people who get a lot of lower back pain. They lack discipline because that's the area in your life that you use the most. Right? So when you're bending over, right, you're not aware of your body. Right? When you're meditating, you're slouching a lot. When you're driving, you're not watching your posture because you can't even watch the basics, the lower chakra. Right? Because as it gets to a higher chakra, there's a lot more to pay attention to. And if you can't even watch your posture, your body, then when you get to the higher chakra, the ego just destroys it. Because no discipline in lower chakra. But with community and humility, you grow a lot more rapidly. Stay grounded. Try not to partake in too much plant medicines that cloud your consciousness. You're serious about being a light worker. Basically. Like what I'm doing with you, right? My legs are burning. But guess what? I have a body, I'm not the body. And sometimes you just need to be humbled. You gotta be tested if your faith is true. Sometimes things happen to just strengthen your discipline. Keep going. And make sure to journey with the mature people and let go of immature people that slow you down on the journey. That's a hard one, because sometimes people love you so much, but they drain you. They want you. They want you in your life, in their life. You make them feel good, but they don't know how to make them feel good, themselves feel good. So they keep you around to drain you, and they don't even add to your life. It's a friendship that's not something that you build together. It's a conditional friendship where there's obligations and conditions. That's how it be sometimes. Thank you, Jennifer and Zier. How can you decline conversation and engagement from someone you meet on the street that drains you? You have to learn to activate this thing called your fire. You can just walk away like, hey, I'm too busy for this. Peace. That's your problem. Or just walk around them. But if they come up to you, and if you really don't want to talk to nobody, you can protect yourself with a sharper eye. When you walk on the streets, and you've been on the streets, the way you walk and your aura, the way you pay attention, the people who the people who are there to haggle you and stuff, they don't mess with the people who pay attention. But when you're walking and you lack awareness, that's who they go for. And it's scientifically studied. The way you walk, the way you carry yourself, right? People target you more when you lack awareness. So the people who have street smart are always aware of their surrounding because they have to. They grew up in an environment that need them to pay attention. So in any environment, you can be aware. You don't have to be like crazy eye looking everywhere, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody gonna get my back. Like, okay, no. Just stay home then. Okay. You know, it's just more like when you see somebody not well-meaning walk up to you, I give them this look. but I'm really calm. So when you're really calm and you give somebody a sharp look, they know not to mess with you without you saying anything. You know what I mean? Just you're peaceful, but you're aware, and you don't move your head. You just go, like, oh, he knows. He knows. Right? You don't even show shame. You want to show like, you just go on your way. No, thank you. Bye. Right? But sometimes if your heart feels called to talk to people, do it. Some people want to talk to me about Jehovah's Witness sometimes. I'll listen. But when I feel, when I feel this is disharmony, I'm like, oh no, thank you. You know, because it's people. Sometimes you don't have time to hang out. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got time. Sometimes you have time to give people a few bucks. Sometimes you're just trying to go somewhere. Oh, you know him. So it's not a stranger. That's called. So you have karma with this person. This is a great question. Shout out to Shane, man. This is a great question because this is a real one. You know this person, you don't like their energy, but they're around. I have to deal with some people like that from time to time. Because you know they got negative energy they don't know. Right. If somebody would deeply respect me, but they got toxic energy, I tell them straight up. Because they deserve the truth from me. Look, right. But now it's difficult. But if they're not open to listening, there's indirect way to create boundary. When they text you, you don't answer. When they ask, you're just busy. When they come up to you, you don't give them too much attention. And after a while, they realize, why don't you like talking to me? Because your energy bad. That's it. You just tell them the truth. Can you believe it? The truth actually protects you. Yeah, like, just right. Like, why don't you want to talk? Because every time we talk, your energy bad. When I talk, like, I'm trying to build friendship that uplift each other. When I talk to you, you always gossip. I don't want, right? So if you want to keep being my friend, let's keep it more optimistic and positive here. Sometimes we can talk negative, but damn, you all the time negative. I don't need that in my life. That's called the truth. And if they have a problem with it, tell them, look, if you have a problem with it, I'm willing to part ways with you, and this is why. Just be real. Because if they're meant to be in your life, they'll understand. If they're not meant to be in your life, bye, Felicia. Good people get drained all the time because we don't know how to walk away from people or tell them the truth. You know what I mean? And so as people really love your energy, they deserve, right? They deserve to know the truth. Like, and I've in the beginning of my spiritual awakening journey, I had to tell many people off. Like, I know you like to text and call me, and I feel guilty when I don't pick up. But instead, I just start to look. I like our friendship, but I'm ready for it to be more positive. Because your energy, like, every time we talk, you're always on some negative stuff, and it's draining. I want our like friendship to be more positive and uplifting, and if you can't do that, then our friendship must come to an end. And I've formally broken up with friends before, because they love your energy so much, but they don't work on their own energy. They just want to come take your good energy and use your network and use your leadership, because they can't build it because their energy is bad. That's why nobody wants to show up to their events. So you end up getting manipulated and used sometimes. So that's why I have good boundaries now, right? Because I've gone through many trials with people. Like, man, what? Right? It's through experience that I'm sharing it with you. You gotta protect your peace. But of course, I'm very graceful with people, the best that I can. Welcome, mindful image. You know, Bob Marley, he died a long time ago, but he's still alive. How's my energy? I don't know. I don't do energy readings. That's just between me and me, myself, and I. Welcome, Sister Christy. I don't believe in the afterlife, so I'm thrown off a bit. You don't need to believe in the afterlife. Believe in your life. But if you believe in an afterlife, do it. Things she made have moved out of place and being thrown. You know this thing called impermanence? Nothing is permanent except change. Even a permanent marker isn't really permanent, and super glue isn't that super after all. No one escapes death. That's just the nature of life. Life and death. But the spiritual, there's no beginning and no yin or yang. But the beautiful part is that yin and yang is part of the one light, one love, the prana. Is a seeming separation, right? Alpha and omega. It seems like it's two separate things, but it's just one. I am. Right, you got the alpha, omega. It's just yin and yang. Any advice for when you die and come back to life? Was this a sign? It's not your time, so you can't leave. But when it's your time, you can't stop it either. Then you gotta find out, why are you still here? And your journey begins again. Do you want a Japanese flute or an Egyptian flute? Or, Arabian flute or Japanese flute? I can actually do a How about do the geisha? This is a G sharp. prom season. I see a lot of high school prom recently. Welcome, Lady in Red, Subarashi. Which country was that flute from? That's a Japanese flute. This is called the akibono. Traditionally it has four holes, but this one has 5. This is called Hirajoshi scale. Akibono. This one was made in Portugal by Rui Gomez. Love the Japanese flutes. I've seen some beautiful flutes at the powwow today, I'm sure. Welcome, God's ambassador. Welcome, Kefrenade, Mickey, Honey K. Is your energy good today? Sometimes you gotta ask yourself. When somebody has good energy, their future will look good. But if their energy is not good in the present, then where they're going, not good. Because you're presently not good, so where you're going, not good. So you have to re-engineer, revision the way you live your life. So you gotta check on yourself. Are you lonely as hell, lost and sad? And then look for some solutions in life, or else your future will continue to be the same. The crazy part, sometimes we're unhappy and we don't even realize it because we're too busy chasing dopamine. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're not even happy, but you don't know you're unhappy because you're busy being distracted by a bunch of BS. Hey, damn, shoot. Is it always like this around here? Sometimes there's more jokes. I'm turning it down a little bit today.
no sass dragon. Season change, you have to change with the season. But the trolley of love continues, which means carry the good energy. And when people have bad energy, get in the trolley. Like Arnold, get to the shopper. Over here, get in a trolley. You know what I mean? Thank you so much for tapping the likes today, by the way. We're almost at 75, actually. Yeah, I'm going more clean visuals today. Just empty. Evolution. The lamp's still here, you just don't see it. See? The lamp's in here. Is your light on? Not on your car, your inner light, that you turn it on today. I don't see the switch right here. The check engine light is on in my brain. Oh, it's been on a long time already, sister. Oh, I mean, erase that one. How you know your check engine light on when your eye like this all the time? Chill, you're not even at work. I'm meditating right now. Chill with that. Let me turn it down like this. You. That's better. You know what I'm saying? It's hot outside. You don't need to turn on the heater today, okay? The heater's always on in my life. Like, damn. You're a whole sweat lodge. Backstreet Boys not even playing. You are my fire. Like, I don't. Calm that down, okay? You know. Ding. You want to clear the check engine light here? Okay. I cleared it in. I clear a little bit more here.
Welcome, goddess of the moon. Thank you, Queen Buliar. It's full moon tonight. Thank you for helping me achieve the goal, by the way. I'm not sure when that happened. Thank you to Christy, Chiki. Thank you so much. Let me see here. Thank you to Sandy. Thank you for the blessings. Thank you for these beautiful vibrations. Thank you, Zen Zone Monique. Is your mind clear tonight or busy? Full moon brings a lot of things to contemplate, reflect. Yeah, thank you, Transcend. I check my mentions from time to time. Thank you, Goddess of the Moon. I'm bringing back more Zen mode experiences. We have to learn how to exercise water and fire, yin and yang, air and earth. But never forget the basics. And remember to relax your whole body from time to time if you need to relax, right? Which is your forehead, facial muscles, shoulders. And when we're really still,
we get to see how busy our mind really is. When we're busy all the time, sometimes our mind is a big ball of chaos and we're not aware of it because we forget to slow down and relax. And that's why this community is here to remind people, chill. And I think Sister Christy and Monique and Cece also have guided meditation that they facilitate. I'm very comfortable in this water energy, more calm. The fire stuff is my not comfort zone. Talking to people. But I learned how to, right? You gotta learn to exercise your water, fire, listening, speaking, patience, take action. Moon and the sun.
When you relax your whole body, you can feel your aura. But don't force it. Let it be natural. Gentle. When you're calm enough, your energy flows. When your energy is chaotic, you block the flow. Just breathe. And you're always welcome to tell people your schedule. When in bed, your mind can be very active. So you have to discipline yourself to, if you're trying to sleep, one thing that helps is to not play on your phone and lay on your back. Sleeping on your back is what I always begin my night with, because it's uncomfortable to sleep on your back, but you can turn that into a yoga posture. And whenever you are more calm in that discomforting position, your mind also becomes calm. In the beginning, I used to not like sleeping on my back because it's hurting. When you lay on your back, gravity pushes your body and makes you like 2 inches taller on the ground. Right? So gravity is pushing you to extend you, and when you can turn that into a meditative posture, your mind's more calm because you're not shuffling left or right, you're just solidly straight back. Which I'm so grateful for, that even in sleep, you can find meditation. And when I'm laying and my mind's busy, which oftentimes it could be, I have a method. I just body scan by relaxation. I just run through, relax my hands and feet, and you just jello your hand, jello your feet, jello your vision, calm your shoulders, and just breathe. In the beginning, I used to be a lot more methodical because it took me a while to sleep because overthinking or insomnia. So I used to just do counting meditation, counting my breath, in one, out one, in one, out one, in one, until my thoughts arise. Maybe I start thinking about Pikachu for whatever reason, or I start thinking about
flutes. Could be anything, right? Because the mind will randomly, and some things could be about your ex or things that make you not sleepy. I just go to number 2, because we sometimes think so much and have so many things that trigger us to not sleep. It could be your ex, it could be your trauma, and the time that you have the most with your thoughts is in bed. Most people don't meditate, so the time that you're free with your thoughts is right before bed. And so it's really hard to sleep when the only time that you have with your thoughts is right before bed. So it causes insomnia and discomfort unless you have some plan of sleeping. Wearing something comfortable, having relaxing music or no music, and having a plan on how you lay down, how you lay down, how you relax your body. I relax my hands and feet, forehead, eyes and facial muscles. I breathed in one, and so as you have all this bullet point, instead of you start thinking about random stuff, you have a plan of how you sleep, and it gets you there very well. And some days, maybe you drink a Red Bull 2 or 3 hours before bed. Guess what? The plan of action actually still helps you to go to sleep. You'll be laying there meditating for an hour, but you will go to sleep. You know what I mean? It's just your lack of discipline sometimes leads you to bad sleep, like eating late. And so when you're laying in bed, you're like, oh, I forgot. I drank that drink, it has a Red Bull. Or, oh yeah, I ate really late, so it's hard for me to sleep. If I want to sleep better, maybe I should not be eating chocolate right before bed. Right? And then you go to number 2, right? Because thoughts arise. Like, damn, what's going on? Most of the time, right, it could be many contributing factors to why we don't sleep well. But as we pay attention more, we get to the bottom of it. The one thing we can't see is our own overthinking. And so when we pay attention to what we put in our body before bed, or maybe it's supplements like B12, what does chocolate do before bed? Sugar, right? Another thing is like watching something very, right, when you're looking at the screen and you have a bright blue light on, that's why they have this thing called a blue light filter to help you sleep better. Turn the blue light filter on if you really have to be on your phone. But if you're serious about sleeping in your bed, you want to maybe put it down if you're trying to sleep. And you don't want to try to sleep so late unless that's your plan. Right? There's the monochrome mode where everything on your phone is black and white. That's another way to help you fall asleep. We don't, as much as we would like to for people to not like stare at their phone before bed, everybody's doing it. So we just have to have a better plan of action, like turning the blue light filter on and maybe watching content that's not like Call of Duty or watching people like, highly dopamine content. Not something so hilarious, just something soothing. And as you become a better sleeper, no matter what you watch, you can go to sleep because you learn how and the techniques to fall asleep. So it requires you making a lifestyle change if you want to improve your sleep. Yeah. And I think that's why many people come here, to get quality sleep. Because the way we engage in here is a bit more soothing. Maybe you have the phone, tell it to turn on night. One major key is to relax the details of your body. That's why I always say relax your facial muscles, like your eyebrows, your forehead, your cheeks. Because these micro relaxation are so detailed that we may not realize we're not relaxing our jaw. We're like still clenching. And when we start paying attention to the details, maybe in bed you're clenching your bottom, like relax. Maybe in bed you're still grasping your hands and feet. That's one of when I can relax my hands and feet, because you're using them all day, right? Hands and feet. When you relax your hands and feet, your mind goes, I think we're ready to go to bed. And that's a huge key for me, relaxing your hands and feet. If you're somebody who easily wakes up because of noise, learning to meditate right before bed will help you achieve a deep sleep state of mind, which is called, I think it's like delta. Right, there's three. Which is whenever you meditate and you prime yourself into the delta, it's something like this. So when you before bed and you meditate or you deeply prime yourself to go deep, it's a lot harder for you to wake up. So this is a free app. Okay, this is a free app that has 3 different kind of sleeping pattern you could use. One is called regular sleep, 2 hertz. One is deep sleep, and one is lucid dream. So I use it with y'all all the time here. So the first one is just sleep. Literally, it's the singing bowl, but non-stop. See? This is more interesting. And even the tone I'm speaking at right now is a similar tonal quality to this. So imagine just the way you speak can help people sleep too. It's a free app called binaural, atmosphere binaural therapy. The one we use the most in here is for healing, which is 1.5 hertz. For healing the body, universal healing rate. I don't use it too much because it makes me extremely sleepy. So I want to be able to control when it's on all the time, like, you know what I mean? And it looks like we hit 100,000 likes. Thank you so much. And also, it looks like it's 3 a.m., which is my departure time off the internet. So I hope you enjoy today's more yin style of approach. No piano tonight, that's my. Could you swipe the. Oh, sure. This. Thank you, Ejike, Kristen, thank you. Here's the, you can say hi to everybody here. 378 people on TikTok, 61 on Twitch, 43 on YouTube. So grateful for your time. I hope that you feel peace and we'll be doing the piano stuff more only at the beginning of the stream, and then eventually we'll just focus more on healing. Lately I've just been focused more on exercising the piano vibes, and but what people need is this, what we're doing right now, and flutes and bowls, and maybe some tuning forks from time to time. And of course we end with 3 ohms. And happy completing Mother's Day today. Here we go. Breathing in. Please love your damn self. Thank you to all the moderators. Thank you for peace. Thank you for sunshine. Thank you for rain. And if you vibe with people here, make sure to follow them. If you vibe with people, follow them, see what they do. Many guided meditators, many practitioners in here. Your vibe will attract your tribe. And I'll see you tomorrow. The end.